Welcome to BoomerBeing. Today is all about the travel industry, Boomer Travel. I'm pleased to welcome Diane Fazio, owner of DreamTravel. Diane has been in the travel business for 15 years and is the proud recipient of many travel awards and certifications. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you.
It's great to be here.
I'm sure our audience would love to hear more about you.
Sure. I've lived in the Merrimack Valley for most of my life. I have two brothers, two sisters, and I have two grown children and a granddaughter.
That's so nice. I've read that boomers are responsible for upwards of 80% of leisure travel in the United States. Do you think that's accurate?
Actually, that is very accurate, and probably this year, 2012, it'll probably be higher.
That's incredible.
It is. It's really good.
What is a typical trip that you plan for a boomer like? Do boomers do more all-inclusive packages, or do you find, couples travel? What does it look like?
Actually, it's a little bit of all. A lot of them have been lately going to all-inclusive properties. Some of them are going escorted and independent vacations to Europe, family reunions, honeymoons, destination weddings. That's what it's been doing a lot lately.
When you're with a client, do they ask you for pointers in regards to making a trip? And also, I'm curious about when they travel internationally.
You want me to tell you things to remember?
Sure.
The things to remember, it's really important when you're traveling that you want to make sure that all of your travel documents are in order. You want to make sure that your airline tickets match your passport. That's really, really important. You also want to make sure that you pack light. We always like to pack a lot of things in our suitcases. You want to make sure that it's no more than 50 pounds, because if it's more than 50 pounds, you've got to pay extra for that. Also, you want to make sure that your valuables, you want to keep them in your carry-on bag. You don't want to put your digital camera or your video camera in your suitcase. You want to keep it in your carry-on bag. Also, you want to make sure if you have vitamins, not vitamins, but medications, you want to keep them in their medicine bottle and keep them in your carry-on bag. You don't want to put them in your suitcase. Also, if you're traveling internationally, you want to make sure that you're at the airport at least 2 hours prior to departure, and domestically, you want to make sure that you're there at least an hour.
Good pointers, thank you. I have a feeling you have some favorite tours that you'd like to share with us.
I really do. I have a lot of favorite tours, but Jamaica is one of my favorite destinations. It's easy to get to. It is so diverse. You can do nonstop service out of Boston now. We have most of the areas in Jamaica are just, if you want to go to Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Negril, they all have fabulous beaches. If you book all-inclusive packages, which are great for family vacations, family reunions, you get everything included in one price. All your water sport activities are included in one price, so you never have to worry about what I have to pay for, how much money you need to bring. If you are a beach person and you like the beaches, you want to go to Negril. Negril is famous for their 7-mile beach. They're known for their beautiful sunsets, as you can see. There is just so many things to do in Jamaica. I've done most of the things in Jamaica. And also, your airport is in Montego Bay. Montego Bay is for people who want to stay close to the airport. Negril is about 50 minutes from the airport, and Ocho Rios is the furthest from the airport with about an hour and 20 minutes. And that's where you have the beautiful mountains and the Blue Mountain coffee that's grown up there. Some of the things you can do there are, which I've done all of these, in Ocho Rios you can do zip line and canopy tours, which is unbelievable. You can do the bobsled, the Jamaican bobsled, that is really, really fun. You can swim with the dolphins. Everybody likes to do that. I actually did in Dunn's River Falls. That was really fun to do. I absolutely love that. Also in Negril, they have the cliff divers at Rick's Cafe in Negril, and so you can see them. They climb all the way up to the trees and they jump into the water. It is unbelievable to see. And that's my son, actually. He did it on his wedding day. He wanted to jump in, so he did it on his wedding day. So that's another great thing to do in Negril. Montego Bay is the city. Again, there's lots to do in the city. There's also a casino now in the downtown area. It's not a big casino, but it's there. And there's Margaritaville right in the downtown area where you can shoot out right into the ocean right from the restaurant, which is very, very cool. Also, if you're going to do a vow renewal or if you wanted to get married, beautiful, beautiful locations in Negril, Ocho Rios, on Montego Bay. golfers. You got golfers who love to go golfing. It's a golfer's paradise. There's golfing in Ocho Rios, there's golfing in Negril, there's golfing in Montego Bay. So anywhere you go, there's golf. St. Thomas, I was actually there in September. St. Thomas is easy to get to, also about 6 hours. There are a few nonstop flights that get to Boston to St. Thomas. You don't need a passport to go there. That's a good thing. So one of the resorts that I stayed at is great for families, girlfriends' getaways, family reunions. It's an all-inclusive property, one of the few in St. Thomas. There's lots of things to do in St. Thomas. You can go downtown shopping. Everybody loves to shop.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so you can go there. There's also, they have a famous banana daiquiri place where you can go there and see how they make their famous daiquiri. There's a whole history behind that. Also, if you wanted to go visit the other islands, you can go from St. Thomas, you can take a 15-minute water taxi and you can go to St. John. If you want to go further, you can do a 45-minute water taxi and see Virgin Gorda and Tortola. Unbelievable. St. John is beautiful. It's known for their beaches, Trunk Bay, Cinnamon Bay. It's really beautiful. Playa del Carmen is also, I love Playa del Carmen. There is so much to see and do. There's a lot of history in Playa del Carmen. There's the Mayan ruins and Tulum. It's just unbelievable. A lot of history. If you like the Mayan ruins and all that, it is really great to take your families, your kids. I also did Xel-Há when I was there last year. Xel-Há is a great water park, and you can swim with the dolphins, you can swim with the manatees, you can go river tubing. My sister and I went river tubing in the mangroves. It was really fun, and I also swim with the dolphins there. So that is like a great thing to do for anybody. Also, Chichen Itza is one of the Mayan ruins. Actually, when I went, it was not one of the 7 wonders of the world. Now it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, but you can't climb it, but it is unbelievable to see. It's a wonderful experience. Also, their beaches are fabulous. It's not as busy as Cancun. Cancun is busy with their traffic. Playa del Carmen is a little bit more quieter. So you're going to have a little bit less busyness on the beach, and it's beautiful. Downtown Playa del Carmen, there's lots of shopping, there's restaurants, there's bars down there if you don't do an all-inclusive package, and you can take the water ferry over to Cozumel right in the downtown area of Playa del Carmen. So that's something that you can do. Great area for divers. If you like to dive, you want to take the water ferry over to Cozumel because they have the best diving. Aruba. Aruba is a great destination for people who have never been to the Caribbean before. It's about 5.5 hours from Boston. It is great for people who love to eat and go to all the restaurants because it's a foodie's paradise. The weather there, year-round, 82 degrees. You never have to worry about hurricanes because Aruba is below the hurricane belt. So the weather is the same all year round. And the people are friendly and fabulous. There's lots of things to do also in Aruba. I actually did the aloe vera museum. They show you how they bottle the aloe vera and make lotions, which is very, very cool. And they have an ostrich farm, which is really unique. And golfing again, if you have people that want to golf, it's a great place to go golfing too. Natural Bridge in Aruba. I know a lot of people must know about the Natural Bridge. Well, it's no longer there. It kind of collapsed, but you can still go see it. It's a great tour because it's on the other side of the island where there's nothing over there. It's desolate over there. So, but it's still a nice tour to go see.
It sounds incredible. I'm ready to go right now. Are these the regions of the world that you specialize in? Is that why you have been to all these islands?
I've been to most of the islands, and I do specialize in most of the Caribbean islands. I also do lots of cruises. Cruises is great. Groups, family vacations, family reunions. We have cruises that go out of Boston now, which are great. They go to Bermuda. Also, I do a lot of escorted and independent vacations to Europe.
Awesome. Do you charge a fee for all these services?
I do not charge a fee at all. No.
That's outstanding. So somebody can have the benefit of all your expertise and they don't?
No, I don't charge a fee. Some agents might. I do not charge a fee.
That's really great to know. Thank you. Curious about Florida. Is that still a big destination for boomers?
It actually is. I actually just booked a big vacation package to Walt Disney World. It was a grandmother, her children, and her grandchildren. So yes, Disney World is very popular still, and also Universal Studios, it's very popular still.
So, keeping all this in mind, what is the best time of year to travel?
The best time of year to travel, if you want to go to the Caribbean, you want to save yourself a little bit of money, you don't want to go during high season. So anytime after April 30th is probably the best time to go to the Caribbean, and before December 15th, because that's when the high season kicks in. So if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, that's where you want to go. For Europe, you don't want to go in the summer. It's high season. Everything is really expensive in Europe in June, July. Then in the fall, better time to go to Europe. And don't want to go during Christmas vacation, February school vacation. It's a little bit more expensive during that time also.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that when you were talking about the summer being high season. So is Christmas or the summer the most expensive?
Summer is not that bad. If you go the last week in June when the kids get out of school, it could be a little bit high. But for Europe, it was definitely high in June. June, July for Europe, definitely.
What about a client comes to you and they have a ton of frequent flyer miles? Can you work with them?
Of course, yes, I can do that. I can book their land portion of their vacation or anything else, but if they have frequent flyer miles, they just have to go through the airline that they have their frequent flyer miles, and they can book their air that way, and then I can take care of the rest for them.
Outstanding. So also, I'm sure there are people out there wondering about charters and discount airlines and things of that nature. What is out there and what do you recommend?
Well, I wish there was charter. I mean, I wish there was discount airlines, but there isn't. But we do have our charters that go out of Boston. Sometimes they're a value, sometimes they're not, but they're limited to where you can go. You can only go to Mexico, Aruba, Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, and they go from December to April, and then they stop. So it's limited with their charters, but sometimes you can get a good value.
Good to know. Okay, so now someone comes to you and they say, Diane, I'm ready to plan the trip of a lifetime. What do you do for them and how does this whole thing work?
Well, first I would want to make sure that I qualify them. So I would want to ask them a lot of questions. I'd want to know where they've been before, what they like to do, what they don't like to do, if they're looking for a summer warm climate, they want to go to the Caribbean, are they looking for a European vacation where everything is included and there's tours, or are they looking to go independently? So I'd like to qualify my client first to make sure I get them exactly what they're looking for. That's the first thing I do.
I think they're very fortunate if they have you working for them.
Thank you.
Especially since it seems like you've been to so many places.
Yes.
So you can tell them.
I love it.
I'm curious, what is the USTOA and what should clients know about your relationship with them?
The USTOA is the United States Tour Operators Association, and those are tour operators that have a higher standard. And so it's a privilege to be in the the USTOA Association. So I only use tour operators that are with the USTOA because I know that's the highest standard of tour operators. So that's what that is. It's really important.
That's good to know. And it brings to mind, I've also heard about hotel inspections, and I wasn't aware that that took place. Can you explain that to us?
Yes. Usually the tour operators for like the islands usually invite travel agents to go and do hotel inspections, which it is a great privilege to do that. And they take you around, you check certain key hotels, and you find out, you do hotels inspections of the rooms, the room categories, the grounds. So you know when you're trying to qualify a client, if they want a resort that has a swim pool bar, you know which resort has a swim pool bar. If they're looking for a suites or family resorts that specialize with kids activities, then you know that they have kids clubs. So it really helps the travel agent to know where the resorts are and what they offer your client. So that's really important.
Have you heard a lot of horror stories, like somebody comes to you and said, I went to vacation, the room wasn't ready, there was all kinds of problems, and what do you do to help make sure that that doesn't happen to your clients?
Oh, thank goodness it's not happened to my client yet, so thank God for that. But yes, I have heard horror stories. Most of them have to do with things like they might have booked something online at those third-party booking engines. They book them and they show up and their hotel is not available. It's overbooked. So sometimes they get shipped somewhere else and it's not what they wanted because they paid for this particular hotel, but it's overbooked. So that happens a lot. And also too, during hurricane season, one of the worst horror stories I've heard was that when that hurricane hit Mexico a few years back, it was devastating. People were trapped there for days But the people who booked with a travel agent who used tour operators registered with the USTOA, they were able to charter planes and get the people home when 24 hours when the airport opened, while other people were stranded there for days. So that was horrible. So that's why it's important for things like that.
That's so important to know.
It is.
Thank you. So what are the top 10 reasons that someone should use a travel agent? I have to ask, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of reasons why, but travel agents are, they're going to guide you in the right direction. We are experts in what we do, so we're going to guide you in the right direction. If you're looking for a resort that is for couples only, we're going to send you to a resort that is couples only. If you're looking for a resort that has a kids club, I'm not going to send a couple that's looking for a romantic getaway, and I'm not going to send them to a resort where there's kids running around. So that's very important. Also, too, personal service. Personal service is important. When somebody calls me, they're going to talk to me. They're not going to talk to a recording. They're not going to talk to anybody else but me. And I'm going to go out of my way to make sure that their vacation is exactly what they want. If something happens, I hope nothing ever happens, but when something happens, we're going to advocate for you to make sure that if something does happen, that we're going to be able to dissolve the issue, and so you'll be happy. Unbiased information. We don't work for anybody else. We work for you. We want to make sure that our clients come back to us so you get everything that you want in your vacation and more. And also, too, we save you money. We have a lot of great deals that you might not find on the internet, but we have access to them. So we're going to give you the best value for your dollar. Also, you want to avoid scams. You know, sometimes you look at those beautiful resorts and those pictures online, and sometimes that 5-star resort that you might think you have may not be that. It might be something that's not what you're looking for. We know exactly what a 5-star is, what a 4-star is, so we're going to send you what you see is what you get when you book with a travel agent. And also, we're free. Doesn't cost any money to book with us at all.
I have learned so much from listening to you today.
Thank you.
I can't even believe all the benefits from using a travel agent.
Thank you.
So out of all the places in the world where you've been, I don't know if you can answer this, but do you have a favorite place?
I do. Jamaica is my favorite.
And why is that?
Because I just love the people in Jamaica. It is so diverse. If you go to Montego Bay, it's so different than Negril. If you go to Negril, it's so different than Ocho Rios. I'm actually going there in 3 weeks. I can't wait to go again. I've been there 15 times.
15?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to going there. But Jamaica is one of my favorites. The people are just fabulous, and it's really diverse. So that's why I like it.
It has been such a pleasure chatting with you today. I've never met someone so enthusiastic about travel, so knowledgeable, and I've learned a lot about what benefits there are to using a travel agent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And now it's time to hear from our very own Eszter Vajda in regards to Boomer Travel. Eszter?
Thanks, Leslie. I recently took the Acela train from Boston to New York City and was pleasantly surprised at how comfortable, accessible, and affordable it was. Not only was there plenty of space to spread out my things, but I could also recharge my phone while using Wi-Fi to do emails and browse the web. A full-service food cart offered everything from soft drinks, cocktail snacks, to meals. Now, I'm pretty familiar with the train system in Europe, but never considered using public transit to crisscross the United States. And with the rising cost of gas, why not? Plus, those who are environmentally conscious can appreciate the savings in carbon footprints. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. No traffic and no long lines at airports. That's when I started thinking, what if baby boomers, 78 million strong, with significant spending power, were to vacation or travel more within the United States? Imagine the impact on the U.S. economy. Made in the USA is making a comeback. Why not travel in the USA? Travelers spend most of their money on dining, hotels, entertainment, shopping, museums, parks, and more. So there is a ripple effect on those industries. It means thousands of local jobs for waiters, cooks, cleaners, cashiers, entertainers, and managers, not to mention increased tax revenue to help fill anemic government coffers. Consider these statistics from the U.S. Travel Association. Travel is among the top 10 industries in 48 states in terms of employment. 14 million, that's the number of jobs supported by travel expenditures, both directly and indirectly. 1 out of 9 U.S. jobs depend on travel and tourism. $1.8 trillion is the economic output generated by domestic and international visitors. And $118 billion, that's the tax revenue generated by travel spending for federal, state, and local governments. What about baby boomer travel specifically? Again, according to the U.S. Travel Association, older boomers and those who are born from 1946 through 1954 make up about 15% of leisure travelers and take an average of 4.4 leisure trips each year. Meanwhile, young boomers, those are the ones born from 1955 through 1964, represent 21% of all U.S. leisure travelers and take an average of 4.1 leisure trips per year. And so if future predictions by travel experts become true, boomers will be traveling in droves in the next few years. Now, boomers, trends show you like unique travel experiences. Many of you also have a parent you are taking care of and want to stay relatively near to them. Plus, you want to spend more time with your grandchildren. Good news is, all of this can be achieved by traveling within the United States. From coast to coast, north and south, the United States has some of the most beautiful national parks, wildlife refuges, cultural and historic sites, monuments, and much more. Whether you're interested in ecotourism, history, pleasure trips, or volunteering, they are all a plane, train, or bus ride away, right here in the USA. Now, I know I may sound like an ad for the tourism industry, and that's not my intent. And I'm not trying to discourage travel overseas. As an immigrant and a world traveler, I have been privileged to see many of the world's marvels, and I am very keenly aware of the importance of visiting different countries to learn about other cultures. All I'm suggesting is that the next time you consider taking a trip, think local. You may be surprised at what there is to see and do right in your backyard. Plus, you'll be pumping some much-needed cash back into the U.S. economy. Now I want to know what you think. Email me at eszterandvajda@gmail.com. Leslie, back to you.
Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time on BoomerBeing.